Welcome back from that break if you're just joining. This is still Good Morning Abuja on the Unity Station, NTA Channel 5 Abuja. If you just joined, you've not really missed, because this is actually my first conversation on the program. I have with me Peter Praise. Yeah, who is Peter Praise? He'll be telling us about leadership. Together we'll be talking about leadership, but who is he? He is the founder, Younger Leaders in Governance Initiative, and convener of Global Influencers Conference. You're welcome, Peter Praise.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for having me.
You are doing a whole lot. You are young, and you're actually encouraging young people to actually be leaders also. So before I begin, I said we're going to talk about leadership, self-leadership. So what actually is leadership?
All right. The word leadership can be described, as the capacity or the process of influencing people, individual, to achieve a particular goal or a set objectives. Yeah. Okay. So, and that word leadership cut across so many sectors. Mm-hmm. Now, most people look at themselves as leaders, whereas they are not.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, whereas they are not.
Okay. You tell us what it takes to be, to know and to be a leader.
All right.
Okay.
Now, who is a leader again? Mm-hmm. A leader is a person who have the ability to influence people. Okay. You understand? Without forcing them, but influence them positively to achieve a set goal for the organization.
Sorry, I want to cut you. You say without forcing them.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That is the difference between people who say they are leaders and some who are not leaders. Okay. As a leader, you don't force people. Mm-hmm. You have the capability or the capacity to influence people. Leaders are influencers. Okay. So if you can influence someone to do things without pushing the person to do it, you are a leader.
Oh, wow.
Managers force people to.
Okay.
So when people always see that their bosses is coming and they jump around, oh, if I don't do this, boss will be angry. It's just that the boss is a manager. But as a boss, if you are a leader, the people do the will without even you being there. Okay. Because you've influenced them positively. That is the difference between a person who is a leader and one who is not a leader.
Wow.
Being able to influence others.
Wow, okay. I've learned something now. Because I used to think there are types of leadership. The ones that would influence, the one that would force you to achieve what they want, but they would force you. So, but now you are saying it is not someone that forces that is a leader. Okay. So now we now understand what leadership is all about. So what is now self-leadership?
Oh, I love this. The whole talk about leadership, the word leadership. The foundation of leadership is in self-leadership.
Okay.
The whole work on leadership starts with self-leadership. Self-leadership is that individual or that person that is able to influence his decision by the feelings. Okay. You can influence his feelings, influence the behavior, influence the will to achieve that particular goal. When you're able to influence your feelings to achieve a particular task, it means you understand what you want to do. You don't allow your feelings to go ahead of you. You put it under subjection. You know who you are. And that is why when most people are having problem leading, it is because they don't understand self-leadership. They've not led themselves first. Okay. Because you need to lead yourself before you can lead others. Self-leadership, you see that capacity to influence the feeling. Most people don't know how to influence their feeling. Most people don't know how to influence their behavior. For instance now, most people will come out that I want to be a leader, a local government chairman. You see a local government chairman who is supposed to have learned a lot about leading himself from the house will come to the public and still exhibiting what he used to do at home in the public.
Okay.
You will see a leader a person who is supposed to call himself a leader after going through self-leadership. Instead of him to understand the fact that as a self-leader, there are ethics I'm supposed to have obeyed and follow that will make me or keep me in check in the public. They don't. So they allow the feeling at home, the kind of feelings probably maybe they are drunkards at home. They will now come to the office, you understand, and start bringing those friends that they drink together, and in the office they exhibit those kind of things that they're not supposed to be doing as a leader.
Public, yeah.
So they've not allowed their self, do you understand, to be ruled by leadership. So that self-leadership have to deal with yourself first.
Okay.
Develop yourself, expose yourself, teach yourself, learn and unlearn things by yourself before you go to the public. Because self-leadership is quite different from leading others.
So I'll now ask that, why is this self-leadership actually important? Why is it important?
Wow, it is so, like I said, you see, it is so important because you understand your will.
Okay.
You understand your own behavior. You don't understand another person's behavior.
Yeah.
You understand your own personal behavior.
First.
So because you understand yourself, you'll be able to know how to lead others, because of people you are leading are from different culture, different background,
Okay.
different spheres of influence. Do you understand? So they are coming with different baggages.
Okay.
But you as a self-leader, because you know yourself, you know how to lead and handle people. So it is very important to know about the self-leadership before any other thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how can someone develop self-leadership skills?
All right. Now, developing self-leadership skill starts with you embracing exposure.
Okay. Actually, being exposed is a whole lot, actually.
It's a whole lot.
Yeah.
If we begin to go into exposure, it's something else. But first of all, begin by exposing yourself.
Okay.
Because you need it. The way you lead at home is quite different from the way you lead in the office. The way you will lead in the office is quite different from the way you will lead as a local government chairman. The way you will lead as a local government chairman is quite different from the way you lead as a Senate president or a senator.
Wow.
So expose yourself first. In fact, those are, I will call them, they are 5 levels.
Okay.
Do you understand? Of those kind of leadership trend. You have to have that exposure. You have to be educated.
Okay.
Yeah.
What?
Right, because they are ladders you will climb to destiny,
Okay.
to that higher position in life, that your school start will not take you there.
Okay.
The exposure you have using your school start then will not take you there.
Okay.
Are you, for instance, the friends you had when you were in primary school, how many of them you still have with them today? Maybe 1 or 2. Now, you now go to secondary school. The friends you had in secondary school, how many of them are in your cycle right now?
Okay.
When you get into the higher institution, university, how many of them? You will have more of them now. Because as they keep expanding, exposing themselves, do you understand? They tend to meet other people who will actually make them stay at that level.
Okay.
As a school starts, I can give you a job as a cleaner. But if I want you to become the Senate president, the exposure you will have through education, do you understand, will make you have to work in that level. Because you've met people at that level that you'll be able to talk, communicate. Do you understand? You know, there's a way people communicate. For instance now, if you communicate as a school starts person, it is quite different from the way you communicate with someone who's gone to university.
Okay.
Your mindset is mature.
It's different.
Your experience has been exposed. So the way you do things will be different. And that's why sometimes when you are growing in life, you will find it difficult to keep friends who don't want to grow with you.
Okay. So, what role does self-discipline play in self-leadership?
Whoa, the role. You see, I made mention of something before, talking about where you're coming from the house. How disciplined are you? How disciplined are you? What are those etiquettes that governs your perception in life as a leader? So as a self-leader, you have to make sure that those are the things that guide you through the process and through the journey of leadership. Self-discipline.
Okay.
Those are the things that protect you. Those are the things that covers you. Those are the things that make you move to the next level. The way you communicate with people. How do you communicate with people? There is a difference between conversation and communication. If you are going to communicate with people, do I really understand what you are saying?
Okay.
Do you understand? If I need someone to come outside to the press and engage the people, the people through a press conference, will you be able to communicate?
Okay.
And that is why most people, you see them even being given appointment, even in government, you hardly see them talking to the press. Because number one, they are not disciplined enough to know how to communicate.
Okay.
Now, how do you still discipline yourself? In your character-wise. See, character as a leader matters a lot.
Okay.
If you don't discipline your character, it will expose you. My mentor will always say something, Samoye.
Okay.
You always say something that the thing that you did not kill at home, that behavior you did not kill at home to destroy you in the public. So also is character. If you don't have a good character, it is going to destroy your leadership ability.
Wow.
Both at home, both in the office, anywhere.
Okay. So before I let you go, because of time, I would want to ask you this last question. What is the difference between self-leadership and traditional leadership? Like, I want to know the difference.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. It's very simple.
Okay.
Self-leadership is leading self. Traditional leadership is the traditional of leading others. Leading organization, leading everybody just know that, okay, I'm the boss, I'm leading everybody. That's the traditional way of leading. Let me just lead. Because you've not gone through self-leadership. You don't know anything. You just want to, everybody's a leader, no. So self-leadership is leading self, yourself. You know everything about yourself. You know what to do and when not to do. You know when to do it and when not to do it. You know how to do it and how not to do it. But in the traditional leadership, whether you know it or not, everybody just moving.
But it's also achieving the same thing. So you're actually
and that's why they miss. No, that's why they fail.
Oh, okay.
There's always a failure.
Okay.
Let me give you the levels of leadership. We have self-leadership. That's leading self. We have leading others.
Okay.
We have leading teams.
Okay.
We have leading leaders, and we have leading organizations. Most people left the first one, leading self, to leading organization.
Okay.
And that is why there is no way, try it anywhere. Once you jump from leading self to leading organization, see, the law will still make it in such a way that you will still come back. It will bring you back to come and start leading self. There will be errors up there because you've missed those steps that will bring you back to understand yourself before you move to the process. Because after leading yourself, you now have to start leading others. Before you start having to lead teams, like teams, you know, you put in a team. Then before you know that, you now start leading organization.
Okay.
I mean leaders. That is in the team. You have leaders that lead the team. You now start leading leaders. Then from leading leaders, you now start leading organization.
Oh, wow.
So those are the process. If you follow those process, any leader on earth that follow those process in Nigeria, even to become the president, will not have any issue.
Wow.
Because you've known the steps, you've known everything.
Okay. So we want to go on and on, but because of time, we want to let you go now. You really, in the short time we've had with you, like I really learned, if you don't deal with that thing at home,
Yeah.
it will destroy you. So that is, in fact, that's like the key word. You have to work on yourself. So leadership is first of all you building yourself.
Yeah, leading yourself
before you can lead others. Wow. Thank you for coming on the program.
Thank you for having me.
We've learned a lot from you, Peter Praise.
Thank you.
We've been speaking with Peter Praise. He is the founder, Young Leaders in Governance Initiative, and convener of Global Influencers Conference. And together we've been talking about leadership, self-leadership, and all it entails. You have to work on yourself first before you'll be able to lead others. And with that, we'll go on a short break. And after that, the program continues.